you are coming out of this defensive energy. Okay, I feel like you were really protective over your energy, over yourself, and over, your assets, things like that. I feel like this is not going anywhere, but you're not so focused on it anymore to the point where it's hindering you and keeping you from moving. So like I'm getting a lot of the time you were spending so much time trying to protect things that it was keeping you from making certain decisions or taking certain risks, or it doesn't even have to be a risk. You were just viewing it that way. Like, I'm getting, you had to have more faith. There's something here about having faith, but you're realizing that now, like you have grown. You realize that you don't have to be so hands-on with every little detail. Like some things are really working out in your favor. You've learned to build systems rather than, you've learned to work in a systematic form versus every little thing individually. So like what I mean by that is there's something that you figured out about yourself, and whatever this is turned into a mindset. Okay, so these are boundaries. This is a belief. Like you've learned how to protect yourself without protecting yourself, if that makes sense. So what I mean by that, like knowledge is protection when you think about it. So there's something here like in the past, you didn't even know this about yourself. So if you don't know certain things about yourself, you're not able to protect yourself, if that makes sense. Like there were some things that you were just used to doing or used to accepting, okay? And you're realizing like now that you know certain things about even the world, okay, you just know something more than you did before, and it's allowing you to make wiser decisions, okay? It's allowing you to prevent certain things from happening rather than letting things happen to you. So you know what to avoid now, you know what to stay away from, you know what you need to surround yourself by, and things like that, basically. I'm getting you guys have learned something about the world as well. And learning these things could have put you in a box. It could have made you feel like you have to protect yourself from everything and everybody because you don't trust nobody and things like that. But now you're realizing that everything is God. Like at the end of the day, even if it is something that's so-called bad, it's all to test you. You know what I mean? So you're realizing that you're stronger than you think, especially with God by your side. And I'm not trying to be all religious or anything, and I'm not a religious person at all. I'm very spiritual. I do believe in higher power, though. I believe in the creator of all things. And so this is who I am speaking of when I say God. This is a force that cannot be reckoned with at all. And so I'm getting you've learned to like incorporate this energy because God is within as well. God is not just in one space. And that's what I'm saying. Like you're realizing that God is everywhere. You are God. God is within others. God is in nature. God is in the sky. God is everywhere, and even in man-made things, you can find God in those creations. But in this reading, the most important message is that God can come into your situation, period. God can come into any situation and transform it, work a miracle, okay? So I'm getting like, you don't always have to stress yourself to the point of, you're not even healthy anymore. You get what I'm saying? Like, allow yourself to be in alignment, okay, and be taken care of. Because I'm getting like there's something with your beliefs. You don't believe that you can be taken care of. You feel like you have to do it all on your own, which that is partially true. But most of that work is spiritual. Most of that is you getting your heart and your energy, your chakras right, being in tune so that you can have an easier life. Some of you are simply not open to receive because your mindset is closed off to that possibility. You don't believe it. You don't believe that miracles can happen for you. So this is why sometimes like you blame yourself for everything and you feel like a burden on yourself. You feel overwhelmed by life and things like that. And it's because you put it all on yourself. Like you carry the world on your shoulders, guys. I'm getting you take care of yourself and others, but the time has ended for that. Like you are now realizing that there's no point. Like, where are you getting by doing all of this? Regardless, like, you've still had your ups and downs. Nothing was perfect, and that's going to continue. Like, you're going to still have ups and downs. So with that being said, it's just a matter of you accepting the truth of the situation. Like, you can't control when things fall apart. Sometimes you just have to go with the flow and allow things to happen for you, because it's bigger than what we think sometimes. We can't always plan our every move in our life. Sometimes, it's something bigger happening. Okay? Because a lot of us, we're misdirected by our surroundings. There's so many distractions, and we can get off track if we're not intentional. And this can happen at any moment. Like, you can be so awakened, but then one day you get distracted and you can go down a whole rabbit hole. So it can happen to anybody. It doesn't mean anything's wrong with you, but it's just to say, like, even then, God can come into that situation and transform it. Like, you're never in too deep. You're never broken. Nothing is ever broken. Okay. And it's all about you being open to the fact that things can be revived and things can change. And so you're learning to ease up and find the good in more things around you versus being closed off. Like, you're opening your mind and having fun making decisions versus being scared to live. Because I'm getting, like, in the past, you were afraid to live because you didn't want to run into bad energies, is what I'm getting. Like, you didn't want to put yourself in situations that didn't serve you. You wanted to make sure you were in alignment. I'm getting, like, there's just I'm hearing overprotective energy, but it's something here. I don't want to say that because I completely understand. Like, it's like you were babying yourself, keeping yourself pure, okay? And if it's not for yourself, you're doing this for others. It could be your children as well. Like, you're just trying to keep something pure, and you don't want something to mess up. But I'm getting, like, nothing can mess that up. Like, you're always going to remain pure. You've still been through so many things. Like, life still happens no matter how much you try to hide. Like, things still happen and you still have to grow. And you're realizing, well, damn, I might as well be living my life versus doing this all by myself and not expressing it. You know what I mean? Like, there's something that you're just learning how to live and brighten your reality up versus feeling sorry for yourself, is what I'm getting. And, like, I hate to say it like that, but because, like, I completely understand, but there's a time and a place for that. Like, you're realizing that there's more to life, and you're also realizing your power in the situation. So when you realize that, you can do something about it. At first you felt like things were happening to you, but now you're realizing, well, damn, it's all happening for me. Like, I don't have to be so hard on myself with everything, Like, you can ease up. You can enjoy your life. You can have fun, And it's something like it really just clicked for you, because at first you didn't think that this was possible, because there's something here about you having some type of religious mindset or something about, like, a very stubborn point of view, Like, you saw things a certain way and you didn't want to break outside of those walls. You put yourself in a box. And it's okay. Like, there's a time and a place to do that. You're realizing that it still served you. Like, you have that knowledge in the back of your head. Everything that you learned, you still are going to take that with you. So it's not like you're just forgetting everything you've learned and dropping your morals and just saying, fuck everything. I'm getting, you're still who you are at the end of the day. Nothing can change that. No matter what you choose to do, no matter what situation you put yourself in, these are just experiences, but that doesn't mean that they're going to change you unless you allow it to. But I'm getting, like, you are strong enough to make it through anything, okay? You got this.